This
Yeah, good morning,
conference
sir.
will now be recorded.
In the
Good
yesterday
morning,
class,
sir.
we discussed the topic. Please mute.
Good morning, sir.
Hey Usman, good morning, yaar.
A long time. Yesterday I missed a class, sir.
After oh, did you actually recorded session, right? Yesterday class.
Yeah, I watched that just 1 hour before this
Oh,
class.
oh, good. Yesterday I started a
Sir,
new topic like wrapper classes in Java. Yeah, tell me, yaar.
Ratan sir, my only question is like we have string class, string buffer class. So what I have found in your video in the recording is that the only difference is that string is mutable and string buffer is immutable, but the purpose is same for both the classes. I mean, we use it for string purposes,
Purpose
right?
is same. The first difference is like what you said. Like first difference is what string is immutable, where the modifications are not allowed. Where you go for the string buffer is what mutable, right? You can do the
Yes.
modifications. There's a main difference here. And one more difference is there. So if you go for the equals method is belongs to which class? I said equals
Equal
method is belongs to object class,
object.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. But string class
And
is overriding equals method. The string class equals method, what it will do? String class
compare.
data, we can compare the data, right? Comparison, right?
Mhm.
Which comparison? Data comparison or which comparison? String class
Data
equals generally
comparison.
performs the data comparison, right? Data comparison. Whatever string buffer class equals to, either
It
string
doesn't
buffer
have
class can be seen equals method. It doesn't
no
have equals method. It doesn't have equals method means it uses what class equals object
object.
class equals, right? So it uses object class equals. Yeah, it uses object class equals. It performs what reference comparison, right?
Reference
Exactly. It
comparison.
means in the string buffer even data comparison is not possible, right?
Mhm.
Even
And
data
plus
comparison is not possible. Hmm.
string buffer has its own methods. Sorry, own methods, and string has
String
its
also
own
having the methods,
methods.
right?
Yes. Both have different. We
Yeah.
cannot
But the main
use the
difference,
methods interchangeably, right?
no, we can't use. Every class having its own method, you can use for only that class, right?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Good. You say as for the yesterday discussion, we discussed string versus string buffer, and this is the main difference between string versus string buffer. String is immutable. String buffer is what immutable, right? So mutable means modification allowed. String class equals performs the data comparison, right? Because string class is overriding equals method, which performs the data comparison. But string buffer class it uses what object class equals, right? Object class equals is performs reference comparison, right? And one more thing is like which one will save the memory, Usman? I think string class will save the memory, right? Because in the string class, string s1 equal to string s1 equal Ratan here, and if we take the string s2 equal Ratan, in this case, s1 s2 is pointed to same memory, different memory.
Same memory.
Same memory means it saves the memory, right? But if you create
Yes.
the object using string buffer, it will take the two different memories, right? It will take the two different memories, right?
Mm, yes. We cannot do this in
Ah,
string buffer.
yeah, because it's pointing to the same memory s1 s2.
Mhm.
Then definitely which one will save the memory, even string buffer string class will save the memory, right?
Exactly.
Save the memory, something like this. Yeah, because here we have the approach like we can create the object without using new operator directly. String s1 equal Ratan, s2 is Ratan, then s1 s2 is pointed to the same object Ratan only, right? Exactly. So these are the three main differences you have to find. So string is immutable, string buffer is mutable. String equals method you can take data comparison. String buffer class data comparison is not possible. In string buffer, once if you have the data, you never compare the data. So comparisons are not possible. And if you go for the string buffer, object creation is what? String buffer. String buffer SB equal what? New string buffer, right? String buffer SB equal new string buffer of. Here you can take the data like Ratan here. And if you take the again, second way is what? Second way is what? String buffer SB2, SB1, SB2 is there, right? SB1, SB2. New string buffer of Ratan, right? This case two different objects, right? Nothing but. Definitely, which one will
We
save the memory
can
means string will save. String
in
will
string
save.
buffer we cannot create string buffer sp1 equal to Ratan. We cannot create like this, right? This is the
No,
only
we
way
can't
to
do like
create
that.
the object.
So,
Okay.
in entire Java, everything we have to use a new keyword only except to string object. Only this of that approach is there for only string object. String
Okay, sir.
object only we can create the data. We can create the memory like this. Okay, you can create the object like this.
Okay, sir.
Everyone got the clarity about these 3 points, right? Is the difference between
Yes, sir.
string versus what? String buffer, right? Exactly. Because next one we have like string builder concept is there. If you go for the string builder files, yeah, these are the 3 points about this string and string buffer, right? Exactly. Because if you take another class like string builder class, if you take the string builder class is from Java 1.5 version. String buffer class, which is there from 1.0 version itself, but string builder class, which is there in Java 1.5 version. So if you want, you can check the API documentation once. Just go to the Google here. So Java 8 API documentation something. So which package you have to check? Yeah, if you go for the string java.lang package here, okay. So java dot yeah, it's like java.lang. If you check the string class once, yeah, this is my string class is there. Which class you want to check? String builder class, huh? Sorry, string builder class you have to check. You see the string builder class, which version I said is introduced in 1.5 version, right? See this one here, the version is there in the below. Yeah, since which version onwards, the string builder is from 1.5 version, right? Exactly. String builder from 1.5 version, right? Exactly. Why the string buffer means is the string builder. String builder is yeah, it's also mutable, guys. It's a mutable, right? A string buffer is also mutable, right? Even string builder also mutable. A mutable sequence of characters. The class provide the API compared with the string builder, but no guarantee for the synchronization, guys. No guarantee of what? Synchronization, right? It means there is no concept of synchronization here. There's no concept of what synchronization, right? Exactly. This class is designed for the use the drop-in replacement of string buffer. Uh, replacement of what? Drop-in replacement of string buffer in places where the string buffer was being used single-threaded model, guys. String buffer like yeah, see, which is like replacement of what a string buffer, guys, in places where the string buffer was being used by string buffer is being used by which concept, guys? It's in multi-threading. We have the like single-threaded and multi-threaded, right? Single-threaded and multi-threaded. In this case here, single-threaded and multi-threaded. In this case, string buffer was being used by single-threaded model, guys. Hmm? Yeah, it means what? Single-threaded model means only one thread is allowed to access. In multi-threading level, one method can be accessed by multiple threads. Assume like T1, T2, T3 threads are there. If we take the synchronized versus non-synchronized, because synchronized method means how many threads can access only one thread, right? Exactly. It says like string buffer methods are synchronized, guys. String buffer methods are synchronized. Then how many threads can access? Only one thread can access. Whereas string buffer methods are no guarantee of synchronization. It means there is no synchronization concept. Yes, are clear now?
So you
Hmm?
mean the same concept that we have in the main method, synchronized?
Synchronized method means how many threads can access?
In
Only one thread can access,
only
right?
one thread can access. So in
Yeah,
this, we
here,
do not have to wait for any
mm,
modifier. We can use
exactly.
directly string buffer class for that, and else
Exactly.
everything will remain
String
same.
buffer class, yeah, remains same. Everything is same. Only the difference is what a string buffer can be used for single thread model. Single thread model means what? Synchronized concept, right? A string buffer was being used by the single thread model. Okay, whereas string builder, there is no guarantee of synchronization. it means there is no concept of synchronization, right? There is no concept of what synchronization, right? That is the only difference. There is the only difference between the string buffer versus string builder, right? Exactly. The string builder is same as what? String builder is same as the same as string buffer, right? The string builder is same as what? String buffer. Uh, but the difference is what? String builder is same as string buffer, except one difference, guys. Except one difference here. What the difference? String buffer methods are which type, guys? Guys, string buffer methods are which type here? String buffer methods are synchronous, non-synchronized, synchronized, right? Synchronized. It means it's a single thread mode, right? It is a it's clearly said like this class is used by single thread model, right? Yeah, it is a single threaded model, right? That what about string builder, guys? Here string builder methods are non-synchronized here. String builder methods are what? Non-synchronized, right? Non-synchronized. String builder methods are non-synchronized. String builder methods are non-synchronized. So it is what? Multi-thread model, right? It means multiple thread can access these methods, guys. Multi-threaded model, right? Exactly. So like if you want, you can see like the methods using, yeah, these are all the methods which are there in the string builder class, which is non-synchronized concept. See guys, in the string builder methods, do you have any synchronized modifier here? There is no synchronized modifier. Here any modifiers are defined. There is no modifiers, right? So int string buffer, something like this. Here there is no modifiers at all, right? Yeah, there's no synchronized modifier, right? Exactly. But if you take the string buffer methods, and every method mostly, see this code here. Yeah, this is a thread safe, right? It's a thread safe. Okay. String buffer is what? A thread safe. Mutable sequence of character. Mutable string sequence of character, right? String buffer like a string, but can be modified. A string buffer, just like a string, right? Is like a string, but can be modified, right? At any point of time. That's I can modify, guys. Only the thing is
Ratan sir,
what?
Ratan sir, here one line: mutable sequence of character. What does it actually means in simple words?
See, mutable means modified sequence of characters.
Okay.
Mutable means modified, right? Sequence of string is just like string or string buffer, both are can take the sequence of characters, right? Both can
Hmm.
take what? Sequence of characters, right? Exactly.
Okay, a string buffer is like a string, but can be modified. Okay.
Because immutable versus mutable, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Is it clear now? That is a point regarding string buffer versus string. But see, guys, these methods like yeah, basically these methods are which methods? Synchronized methods. I think in my system Java P is not working. You try in your system Java P command once. So Java P, because you try once in your system. So Java P, Java P, Java dot lang dot string buffer. If you click enter button, as you try this code Java P Java dot lang dot string buffer, you will get the methods. In front of the methods, most of the all the methods synchronous modifier is there or not. Just you try to check once. Yes, in front of the methods, you have the synchronous modifiers or not. Check once. Yeah, guys, can please check the code Java P command. So did you try the command? Arshita, Guru, Shiv Kumar. What happened, guys?
Yeah, checking,
Yeah,
sir.
sir, you are taking most or more holidays. We are hurted, huh?
Not like that. Help is better, no?
Cool, yeah. This Saturday Sunday we will spend some time.
Okay, okay.
Saturday Sunday. Guess what's the point? Tell me. So Java P command. So did you find like string buffer means most of the methods are synchronized modified? Synchronized. Hmm? What happened, guys? Just open the command from typing that command this much time. Hmm? What Usman? Java P Java.lang. In the same way, you can check the string builder also once. String builder also once you can check it. In the string builder, the methods are not synchronized. The methods are non-synchronized. So if you go for the string buffer, definitely the methods are what? Synchronized, right? Exactly. Yeah. Are able to see the synchronize modifier, right? Synchronize. All are synchronized modifier, right? Yes or no? All methods are string buffer or methods are synchronized modifier, right? Synchronized and what? Synchronized, right? Exactly. But if we take if you take the string builder methods are what? Not synchronized, right? Yeah, that is the only difference between the string versus what? String buffer versus what? String builder, right? Yeah, so total the string manipulations I said like total 4 classes, right? What are 4 classes, guys? Here? String manipulations, we have the 4 classes. String manipulations, we have the 4 classes. We done clearly string class and string buffer class. In front of you, string class and string buffer classes are differences are there, and in front of you, string builder versus string buffer is also there, right? String class, string buffer class, okay, string builder class, string builder class, yeah, string builder class, right? Last one is what? String tokenizer class, right? Exactly. Is that clear now? Good. And last class we will see like one more class like string tokenizer class, right? Exactly. Because when you come to the string tokenizer class, generally string tokenizer class, it seems like string to string buffer, string builder. But first 3 classes belongs to which package means java.lang package. Because first 3 classes belongs to which package like java.lang package, right? Yeah, first 3 classes belongs to java.lang package. But if you take the string tokenizer class, the string tokenizer belongs to java.util package, guys. The name is something like string only. But the string tokenizer belongs to which class? The string tokenizer belongs to which class? String tokenizer belongs to which class means it's like java.util package, right? It belongs to java.util package, guys. Basically, string tokenizer is also introduced in Java 1.0, guys. If you check the java.util package once, java.util package once, yeah, java.util package. Here you can find the string tokenizer class is there. The class is PQRS. Yes, string tokenizer class is there. We take the string tokenizer class now. So this is my string tokenizer class. The string tokenizer class allows to application to break string into the tokens, right? Nothing but splitting the data, guys. There's nothing but what is splitting the data, right? Exactly. So the string tokenizer class allows the application allows an application to break the string into what token, right? Exactly. The tokenization method in such in much is the tokenization method is much simpler than using the string tokenizer class, right? Yeah, the tokenization is method is much simpler than using the string tokenizer class. Okay, finally decided like string tokenizer is to what the purpose of string tokenizer, guys? String tokenizer is to split the data, right? Exactly. Because actually, initially 1.0 version 1.2, 1.3, those version to split the data, we are using string tokenizer class. Okay, see this string tokenizer here. So has more tokens are there to check the data. See this code get directly. So while string tokenizer st equal new string tokenizer of this is a test. This is a test. To split the string tokenizer by default split the data using space character, guys. Yes, by so space character, right? They print the following output. This is output, right? So if you want, you can try this code once. Java test file view. The same code in API documentation. What the code they placed? Just I'm placing this that code only here. Yeah, As you can see, this code string tokenizer st equal new string tokenizer. This is a tester. Actually, string tokenizer by default splitting character is a space. By default, it will split the data using space character, guys. After splitting the data, we have to check is the tokens are available or not available. Has more tokens, guys. Has more tokens. Has more tokens is specifies that is the tokens are available or not available, right? Tokens means
So
what
what
number
does
of
token?
word. Every word is a token.
Okay. Okay.
Every word is a token. See, for example, see here, if you remove this data, only empty string is there. Do you have any tokens now? Has more tokens returns the true or false now? Guys, now
False.
has more, yeah, has more tokens returns the false, right? Then there is no chance of using next token method, right? The for loop, while loop itself is a wrong, right? That's what. Before reading the tokens, we have to check the tokens are existed or not existed, right? Exactly. Before reading the token, we have to check the tokens are existed or not existed. This is a test. This is a test. In this case, we have to check like has more elements. Has more elements returns the true. The tokens are available. Then st dot next to token, right? Next to token means what? The control cursor is moving to token by token, right? The cursor is moving to what? Token by token, right? Exactly. If you save this code in local disk E, the file is called what? Test.java file. Yeah. So you can compile this code Java. So the application is called what? Test.java. Code is compiled, right? Yeah, code is compiled fine. Why are you saying error message, guys?
Need,
Hmm?
need to import.
Yeah, because I said like string token belongs to which package? String token belongs to util package, right? That's what we have to import which package now. Util package, right? Exactly. So yeah, this we have to import like import Java data. Java dot util dot what star I can use otherwise no problem. So simply I can compile this code now. So Java C test.java code is compiled fine. Code is compiled fine. Java the class is called which class, guys? Test class, right? This is a test. This is a test, right? Is it very clear now? So the default splitting character is what? The default splitting character is a space, right? The default splitting character is what? Space, right? Good. The default splitting character is a space, right? Exactly. Sir, I don't want default splitting character. I want my own splitting character. I want splitting character here. Hmm, Yeah, see guys, this code is the following example is right the how the splitting is actually internally they're doing the splitting operations like this. It's fine, good, but it is created from which version, guys? JDK 1.0 version, right? Exactly. Yeah, see, for example here, which constructor we are using? String st equal new string of only string we are passing right here, which is nothing but we are using like first constructor, guys. String tokenizer, we are using string st, right? Constructor string tokenizer specified string, right? Yeah, constructor string tokenizer with specified string. The tokenizer uses the default delimiter set, which is like the space character, right? Yes, by default, which one character will decide? Space character, right? Exactly. Is that clear now? The space character, guys. But sir, I don't want space. I want specific character. Means you can give like assume like I given like comma here. So comma here, there's something like comma. I want split the data using comma. Then double quotes. You can give a splitting character here, right? Yes, we can give like splitting character here, right? Yeah. So comma, we can give like a splitting character. We can take like we can take the splitting character, right? Exactly. Code is common, right? Before reading the data, we have to check the tokens are available or unavailable. Has more tokens. Has more tokens written the true means is the next tokens method, right? Exactly. So string tokenizer to split the data, the default splitting character is a space. And if you don't want default splitting character, you can go for the comma separator, right? Like whatever separator whatever the like splitting character you need, that splitting character we have to give here, right? Is it clear now? So the first case the output, and second case you can see the output here, the system data. Yeah, system dot out dot println of system dot out println of something like can get stars here. Simply can run this code. Code is compiled fine. Code is compiled fine.
Print
PRINTLN, yeah. Code is compiled fine. So Java the class is called class, yeah. The class is called test class, right? See guys. First case this is a test we got output. Next case is what? This is a test, right? Yes, this is a test, right? Exactly. Is it clear now? Because in front of you, total 4 classes are there regarding string manipulations. We'll discuss about these 4 classes basically. So I think you got the clarity about these 4 classes, right? String class versus string buffer class. These are differences here. String buffer versus string builder. These are the differences here. And the string tokenizer class. The string tokenizer class. The string tokenizer class allows an application to break a string into the token, right? Exactly. Yes, I see here. Actually, the string tokenizer is a class, but they written in API documentation is what? String space tokenizer, right? Exactly. It says clearly the documentation written by developers or some other persons, guys. If he written by developer means what? He'll write the string tokenizer in the single word, right? Yes or no? He written the see, if he's the developer means what? Constructed string tokenizer means he'll write the single word with the convention, right? But here, do you have any conventions here? There is no convention. But method signatures are given by developers actually. That's what you can see. Method signature should be the case sensitive and everything should be the formatted, right? Yes or no? Even method syntaxes has more tokens are there. H is smaller, M capital, token T capital, right? But the documentation we can see documentation written by developers, right? Not developers, some other persons like some other team guys definitely. The documentation is done by some other team, right? Exactly. Because you got the clarity now. Any questions? Because in front of you, string class versus string buffer class differences are there, and in front of you, string buffer versus string builder class differences are there. In front of you, string tokenizer class is there, right? This is all about the string manipulations. This is all about what string manipulations, right? Exactly. Is that clear now? Because these 4 cases are clear, everyone. Small
Yes,
string
yes.
versus what?
Yes, sir.
String buffer, right? Yeah, the string versus string buffer is there. Next one is what? String buffer versus string builder is there. String buffer
Sir,
versus what? Ah, tell me,
sir,
sir.
string split method and string tokenizer does the same work, right?
Does the same work. But the split method is there from not 1.0 version basically.
Okay, okay.
So, sir,
So
string
last one is what?
tokenizer is from 1.0 version, string tokenizer.
Yeah.
So now we
Starting class.
can say that. Okay. So now we can say that we can use the split method, and we cannot.
Simply
I mean,
split
we are not
method.
required to use this string tokenizer.
Yeah, no problem. So split method also you can do the same work, right? We are splitting the data and we are reading the data using for each loop, right? After splitting, we are taking the string array, right? We are taking the string array and we are iterating the string array using for loop, right?
But in this case, we are not using that.
Anyway, here also you have to do the while loop, right?
Okay.
Common. But generally, developer point of view, simply he'll use a split method instead of taking to another class. Developer point of view.
Okay.
Is that clear now? Good. Let's start with string manipulations, guys. Guys, I'll discuss one example like toString method. Observe carefully. The toString method we have to focus. Basically, toString method, I'll take the 2 cases here. The case one you can take like when the toString is executed, but toString is very, very important, guys. Try to check the toString method once. If you take the toString method, just I'm creating object of tester class now. So if you create the object of test class test t equal what? Test t equal to new test of, then the system dot out dot system dot out dot println of, we can call that t, right? System dot out dot println t. Because in entire Java, when you print the reference variable, it automatically calls one method. The method is called toString method, guys. T dot, the method name is called which method here? toString method is there, right? Exactly. Because when you print the reference variable, when you print the reference variable, it automatically calls the method like which method gets here? toString method, right? Exactly. So these both lines are same actually. So because see the output here, so that we are getting the both lines are same output, then both lines are same, right? Code is compiled fine, code executed fine. Because both lines are getting the same output, different output.
Same output.
Same output.
Yeah, same output means what? When you print the reference variable means it automatically call the toString method, right? These both lines are same, right?
Yes.
Yes, these both lines are what? Both lines are same, right? Exactly. Good. Actually, when you call it t dot toString as, first it will check the toString method in which class now?
Test class.
Because when you call the test class, you do have any toString method?
No.
Object.
No, right? Then which class toString executed here? Object class
Object.
toString execute, right? Exactly. Because you try to check the object class toString method once. Definitely object class belongs which package? Java.lang package. Java.lang package. Check the object class once. This is my object class. Object class check the toString method once. See guys, the object class is a root class for the hierarchy, right? That is a root class here. The object class contains toString method, just you can see. Yeah, this is called toString method, guys. What it returns here? String representation of object, right? The toString method returns what? String representation of what? Object, right? Yeah, so we decided like the toString method is belongs to definitely the toString method belongs to what? ToString method is present in which class? Case object class, right? Exactly. Simply can say like ToString method. Yeah, ToString ToString method. So present in which class? Case yeah, object class, right? String present in object class case, and yeah, public string and ToString, right? Exactly. Guess returns a string representation of object, right? Which is nothing but what? Textual representation of object, right? Exactly. Yes, returns a string representation of object. In general, the toString method returns a string that is textually represented this object, right? That textually represent this object. What it returns means here, get class data. What it returns, guys, this implementation is like this. They're doing like get class dot get name, guys. Corresponding class name at the rate. They're getting hash code, right? They're getting because here string is like what is getting as class name at get class dot get name at the rate. Hash code means what? Unique identification number of object, and the hash code is getting which format? Integer dot to hexastring. Basically hash code they are getting it at integer format. Hash code you are getting it at integer format. To hexastring means what? That hash code they are converting into
Hexadecimal
Exa-
form.
Exactly.
that hash code you are converting in which format, guys? Hexadecimal format, right? Exactly. So code is compiled fine. Code is compiled fine. Yeah, this is the output, right? Class name, get class get name at the rate hexadecimal number of hash code, right? Exactly. This is like string representation of object, guys. A string representation of what? Object, right? When you print the reference variable in Java, it automatically calls which method, guys? ToString method, right? Exactly. Note that when you print the reference variable, so in Java, in Java, when we print the when you print the reference variable, yes, when you print the reference variable, it is automatically calls it automatically calls the which method, guys? Automatically calls the ToString method, right? Exactly. When you call a in Java, when we print the reference variable, it automatically calls which method, guys? It automatically calls the toString method, right? Exactly. It returns the class name at the rate hash code, right? Integer that toString like hash code, right? Exactly, guys. As first example is clear. Printing reference variable, it automatically calls the toString method, guys. ToString method return type is a string. The toString method return type is a string means what? It returns a string representation of object, right? It returns what? String representation of object, nothing but class name at the rate hash code, right? Exactly. Sir, actually, when I print the reference variable, I got the class name at the rate hash code, but I don't want class name at the rate hash code. Just I want my name actually. Then what we have to do, guys? Can we override that string to string method? Public string, the method is called what? ToString method. ToString method. Then simply can return the string here. Return Ratan, right? That's it, guys. So return Ratan means then what happened, guys? Here, when you print the reference variable, it automatically call the toString method. These both lines are same, calling the toString only. It automatically call the toString method means now which data is printed now? Is that hash codes are printed or is that simply Ratan is printed? Guys, now it is hash code is printed or Ratan is printed? Yeah, so like this is like override. When you print the reference variable, you want to do something action, then you can write that action using which method, guys? Here, toString method, right? I'm printing a reference variable. When I'm printing a reference variable, I want to do some task. I want to get the message. Then you can take the data using the toString method. If you didn't override the toString method, then which one is executed, guys? Object class toString executed. Object class toString what it returns? Object class toString what it returns? The object class toString returns the class name at the rate hash code, right? Exactly. Exactly. This is the case 2. Case 2 is what? Overriding. Overriding which method, guys? Overriding the toString method, right? Overriding the toString method to return the overriding toString method to return the user defined message, right? User defined implementations. Yeah, user defined implementation, right? Exactly. There's a case 2, guys. So if you go for the case 3 now, there's case 1 object class toString executed. Case 2 overriding the toString method to returns the overriding the toString method to returns what? To return the user defined implementation, right? Exactly. Because if we take the case 3 now, see for example, you can go for the string class. With respect to the string class and string buffer class, I'll write the code. For example, test t equal to new test means this case which class toString executing now?
Object
Yes,
class.
test t equal to test means object class toString, right? Yeah, for example, string s equal to Ratan here. String s equal to Ratan, and I am printing like printing s and s dot toString, right? Printing s and s dot toString. This case which class toString executed now? This case which class toString executed?
String class.
String class.
Executed, guys. String class toString execute, right? String class toString means then what happened, guys? Guys, this yeah. What the output now? The last 2 lines. What the output now? These 2 lines. Guys, these 2 lines. What is the output? I'm asking.
Ratan.
Hmm.
Ratan will
This line output is this line is output is Ratan means this line output is printing as printing string means Ratan only printed, right? This line Ratan means what? This line also Ratan only printed, right? Yeah, both lines will get the output is Ratan only, right? It means what? String class I think overriding the toString method, right? Because he is not overriding means he has to get the hash code actually, but now he is getting the hash code or he is getting the data. What was Usman? He's getting the data, na? He's getting the hash code. He's getting the data. He's getting the data means it says that clearly string class is overriding the toString method or not. String class is overriding the toString method to return the data, guys, basically. Exactly. If you take the string buffer class now, even string buffer class, string buffer sb equal to what? String buffer sb equal to new string buffer of string buffer sb equal to what? New string buffer of you can take like something like Anu here. Here are also two lines you can print. First one is like SB value. Next one is what? SB dot to string, right? SB dot to string, guys. That's it. So SB and SB dot to string. I think here also, you know, like SB output is Anu. SB dot to string also Anu. So two lines output is what? Anu and Anu, right? Exactly. It means what, guys? Actually,
Data.
toString method belongs to object class. Is having the class name with hash code implementations. Textual representation of object, right? String representation of object or textual representation of object. I think what string class is overriding toString, right? To return the data, and string buffer class also overriding toString method, right? To return the data. Yes or no? String and string
Yes.
buffer classes are toString method present in object class returns what? Returns like class name at the rate class name at the rate what? Hash code, right? Exactly. But string comma string buffer classes string comma string buffer classes overriding which method, guys? Here overriding toString method, right? Guys, overriding toString method to returns the content, right? Exactly. Okay, these two classes are internally overriding to returns the content, right? String class toString executor returns the data. String buffer class toString also executor, it returns the data, right? Returns the data and what? Returns the data, guys. Is it clear now? Yeah. Okay, this is all about your string manipulations. We done with the string class, string buffer class versus string builder class, and string tokenizer class, and we discussed about the toString method, right? Exactly.
Sir, here I did not understand 52 line. Integer dot to hex string. What we are trying to do?
Actually, he is printing the textual representation of object, right? Textual representation of object means he's getting the class name first of all. Get class dot get name means the class name will be written here. Class name will be written at the rate the corresponding object contains memory, right? Memory address, right? Object contains memory address, right? That memory address generally we can call it as a hash code. That memory address we can call it as a hash code. But he is getting that hash code in which format? Hexadecimal string format. He is getting the hash code in which format? Hexadecimal string format, right? See guys, for example,
Basically, this is the internal implementation of the toString method of the
toString
object
method,
class,
yeah.
right?
Exactly. See guys, here I'm creating object at test class, test t equal new test. T dot get class. I'm using like get class means what happened now? Code is compiled fine. I'm using like get class, right? I'm using get class means code is compiled fine. Java class is called what? Test class. See guys, we're getting output is a class test. Get class means what? What a class test, right? But I want only class name actually. Then get class dot get name, right? Get class dot get name. Then what happened here? When you compile this code is compiled fine. Only class name will get. That nothing but test class, right? Like that, he's internally implemented the toString method like get class dot get name. Nothing but here test class is replaced, right? Then at the rate he's placed concatenate with at the rate. So here hash code. Basically, every object contains memory address. The unique identification number of object. The unique identification number of object is called hash code basically. That is called what? T data. Can I call like hash code method? Because can I call like hash code method, right? If I'm calling like hash code method,
C capital.
then code is compiled.
C capital.
Yeah, C capital hash code. Yeah. If you're calling hash code method, the hash code like unique identification number of object. For every object, JVM internally has to create the identification number, right? Unique identification number, right? That unique identification number is called a hash code, right? Yeah. But hash code by default getting which format, guys? Integer format. This is an integer number, right? But that number I want like hexadecimal format. Because instead of integer number, I need hexadecimal format. Then what I have to do here? Integer dot to hex string I want. That integer data I'm getting which format, guys? To hex string format, right? Then code is compiled fine. Yeah, code is compiled fine. Code executed fine, right? We're getting this is like hash code, but he's getting which format to hexa string, right? Hexadecimal string is like 0 to 9 and A to F, right? 0 to 9 and what? A to F, right? Yeah, exactly. Now are you clear? The toString method internally implemented like this is the implementation, right? Yes, toString is internally implemented like get class dot get name, nothing but a class name at the rate. Hash code is representing like 2 string format because hash code is by default which format? Integer format. But he won't represent the hash code only integer format. He's giving the message, or hexadecimal string format he's giving the message. Hexadecimal string format he's giving the message, right? Exactly. Guys, are you clear now? Yeah, that is one of the example you can make. Wherever you need the based on the object, you need to get the class name. You can go for the get class dot what get name is the method name, and if you need the corresponding memory address like object memory address, object identification number, you can go for the hash code. That hash code by default integer format. If you want string format, what? Sorry, to hexadecimal string format like 2 hexa string, right? Like that. Is it clear now? Yeah. Guys, that's all about our string manipulations are completed. Total 3 classes, I think we done the string manipulations. So we'll meet in tomorrow class. We'll think about the wrapper classes new topic, guys.
Sir, I
We'll
need
think
to
at
talk,
wrapper.
sir. At what time can I call you?
Call after 11 o'clock. So it will type today.
After 11 o'clock. Okay, sir. I will call you.
Bye, guys. Tomorrow we'll meet.
Thank you.